but they haven't got the spirit and they haven't got the fight. And when I look at these two teams that have played out here today, they have humble football players. No egos, no overinflated egos. They have egos. Every football player has an ego.
Have to have
Of
egos.
course
Yeah.
you have, but
Yeah.
no overinflated egos. They all understand their position. The team comes first. And there isn't one single Manchester United player that's getting into any of those two teams, in my opinion.
Gary Neville there with some strong words for these Manchester United players as he warns Erik ten Hag and sends out a very clear message to Manchester United fans that maybe, just maybe, Erik ten Hag will not come and that the players are a massive problem, not based on quality per se, not based on technical ability per se, but on a lack of spirit and a lack of fight, a lack of desire, and overinflated egos. All of this, which has been created by the way this football club is run. Now, over the weekend and this morning, what we have seen is Ten Hag close, Ten Hag imminent, Ten Hag making these big demands to bring himself to the football club. But Gary Neville has made some massive points and is speaking a lot of sense here, and football fans need to listen. United players and the way we run is farcical. It is egotistical. There is no remaining top-level reputation left of Manchester United. And he's right when he speaks Man City and Liverpool. Ten Hag is not joining Man City or Liverpool. He's not joining Fergie's United, Busby's United. This is the worst place this club has been in a very, very long time. And I want to take a listen. I want you to take a listen to a little bit more what Gary Neville had to say, because it's so powerful. It really is.
Those two teams at this moment in time. So why would you have an overinflated ego? Why would you think you don't have to work hard? Why would you be spiritless? Why wouldn't you just think you'd be fighting for your life? Now, I get the old confidence and drained bit and all the rest of it, but I don't see anything. I don't see anything anymore. And, you know, I've read this morning that Erik ten Hag wants all his demands met or else he won't come to the club. You imagine in the next week, 10 days, they can't get Ten Hag over the line because of what's happening at the moment and how bad the club is and the state that the club's in.
Well, people in the Netherlands are probably asking him, do you want this job now?
Well,
have a good look at it.
You look at sort of what they're doing to players, Manchester United currently. There isn't a player that has grown, really. And you look at what they did to Van der Beek. And if you're Ten Hag, I think you're on the phone to Van der Beek. You're thinking, what's it like there, Donny?
Massive words there from Gary. And he's right, and he alludes to more. Check out the full podcast, link in the description below. Powerful words. He's right to be making these demands, Erik ten Hag. As Man United fans, I said this morning, we should be encouraged by this. We should be excited about the fact that he is making these demands. He is putting pressure upon the Man United board. But we cannot get carried away. We cannot get carried away. A big problem at this club is the way the players behave. In the end, they threw Jose Mourinho under the bus. His behavior wasn't great, but they threw him under the bus. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was just a nice guy to them. He came in, tried to be Mr. Nice Guy, everybody's friend, tried to keep them on side. He defended them. He protected them. They turned on him in the end. Last season, when we were going through struggles and they turned up and fought and they gave their all on the pitch for him, we turned a lot of games round. Finished second in the league. Could never quite get over the line because that's the element of Ole's system and his coaching. And there are actually holes and lacks of quality in this squad and team as well. But I've seen a lot on social media, people getting, oh my God, Ten Hag's going to bring in 3 or 4 quality players each summer. Style of football, he's coaching. We're back. We're going to do it. We're going to cook. We're going to look great. No. The players are a massive problem. Player power is a huge issue. We have destroyed nearly every single player that we have signed, but why? The club has allowed it to become a graveyard for football talent, an epidemic for hard work, but a breeding ground for egos. People that think they are the reason that Man United are famous. Some of these players probably think they can get into that City team, get into that Liverpool team, play for Real Madrid, play for Bayern Munich. No, you couldn't. If you turned up there now with your attitude, your application, your approach, and the desire you show in this Man United team, those football clubs would have you out on your rear before you could say Insta apology. They would have you out of there. The way Manchester United behave as a football club is unacceptable anywhere where you want to breed winning, anywhere where you want success. And what Gary Neville has said is potent, it is powerful, and it absolutely must be listened to. When you look at what Manchester City and Liverpool are doing, they're fighting out for a treble and a quad, respectively. The managers have pushed each other to that next level. The players keeping each other honest, pushing, striving for extra yield, for extra outcomes, for better results. Yes, they might issue an apology every now and then for a bad result, but they mean the apology because the next game they're back. How often, in reality, in the last 5 to 6 years, have you honestly seen Liverpool and City have 3, 4, 5 bad games on the bounce? Liverpool had that run in kind of January time. I know they lost 6 games at home on the bounce and everything else, but look how they bounced back afterwards. They meant the apology during that time, but really and truly, you go back to 2017, 2016 onwards, look how consistent they have both been domestically and in Europe. And of course, they've made mistakes. Of course, they've been knocked out of cup competitions and lost Champions League finals in that time. They've both pipped each other at times to league titles. They've both had seasons where they've fallen off a little bit. But that's acceptable in the grand scheme of things because there is no club that's perfect every game, every moment, every week. Of course, their clubs have bought dud players that haven't worked. Of course, certain individual players haven't developed to the level that everybody expected. But because the grounding is right, the culture is right, the structure is right, you can move on from this very, very quickly indeed. And I think, look, Gary Neville gets a lot of stick for some of the things that he says. He gets a lot of shit for a lot of the things that he says. Especially, he lost a bit of credibility with me for a while when it came, didn't call Ollie out enough for Ollie's mistakes. And by the way, none of what I'm saying about the players or the way the club is run excuses LVG's tactics that weren't working, Jose's tactics that were boring, and his attitude and his despicable behavior towards players. Things he said about Martial, things he said about Luke Shaw, unacceptable. Things he said about Pogba, unacceptable. Ollie wasn't a good enough coach. And most of us never felt that he was. That doesn't excuse them. It doesn't give them a get out of jail free card. The club allowing the players to behave like this doesn't get the players off. Everybody's got to take accountability for their own job. But we must not ignore the pattern. And this is the pattern that we've gone through since David Moyes each and every single time. This squad on the Moyes that fouled were title winners a year ago. Therefore, they're good enough. LVG comes in, starts slowly. Doesn't start so well. We're not great. LVG needs to build his own squad. Once he's built his own squad, he'll be fine. Builds his squad. We all got excited. Still failing. It's because the manager's not good enough. He's washed. But the squad's good enough. This squad, a proper manager could get this squad to win. You sack the manager. You bring in Jose. He'll win with his squad. Doesn't really go according to plan. In the league I'm talking about here predominantly. It's okay. Jose needs time to build his squad. They give him time to build his squad. He gets the squad to a point where we get excited and go, right, second in the league, let's go to the next level. He starts to fail. Squad's good enough. Manager isn't. Get rid of him. Ollie comes in. Great first 3 months. Told you the squad was good enough. Ollie will do a good job. Starts to struggle. Hang on a minute. Got to get rid of the dead wood. Squad needs to be rebuilt. Rebuild the squad. Manager struggles. It's the coaching that's off. The squad is good enough. We sack him. We're now waiting for somebody else. We have literally followed that pattern every single time as fans. To continually do that ourselves is a madness. We have to buck the trend. Ten Hag is helping us do that. Gary Neville's words are testament to that. We have to push back against what we're seeing, push back against what we're hearing. We have to ensure that the manager, the football decision makers, the scouting teams are scouting the right areas, looking for the right profile of players, buying the right individuals, coaching the team right, and building a winning philosophy back at the club. And that's all stemmed around culture and the fact that the managers are in charge. The players, we've got to get rid of this farcical, egotistical nonsense that we've allowed to breed. Because if we don't give Ten Hag the insurances, he will not accept. And I think he is pushing this message out very clearly. And I'm excited about it indeed. Look, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Check out Gary Neville's podcast. The link is in the description below. Until next time, my people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you.